Hello friends, I'm Colonel Failure. This is Get Back to Work, a series in which I get back to work on various train simulation type behaviour. Reverse it to forwards, please. Right, and then what side? Oh, we're opening that side. There we go. Yeah, and I'm on the train sim worlds, and I'm in the 314 on the Cathcart circle. Very nice, and we're going to head from Newton towards Glasgow. Today's question comes from Hannes, and Hannes has asked about canal boats. Well, all right then. Obviously, I've got to put all the essentials on. I don't know if I've put the passenger lights on, but I imagine they'll probably be okay anyway. Let's get that open, and let's get this show on the road. Yeah, okay. Give it some throttle, and we're away. Oh yeah, 8:30 in the morning. And we're doing the necessary. Yeah, your next station stop being Kirkhill. Now Hannah says that I reference canals and narrow boats in an older video. I reference a lot of things all over the place, so I'll take your word for it. I can't think why I would do that, but it's certainly a topic, and therefore would I mind expanding on the subject? Well, okay, I mean, I'll give it a go, but I am in no way knowledgeable in the slightest. But let's see how we get on, because I set my brain to freewheel on these topics and just see where we end up. I've genuinely no idea. I just want to do another bit of external camera business. Oh, that's very tasteful. I like it a lot. Yeah, that's very nice. Good. Right, so, canal boats. I think what's most interesting about canal boats, or certainly what I find most interesting, is just how they were the predecessors to railways, to roads of, to heavy-duty kind of freight roads, for moving stuff around this country. Because the British Isles, no, let's go for the British mainland, right, rather than the British Isles. Because the British mainland, by and large, is pretty flat. It's not 100% flat. There's plenty of lumpy bits in there, but it's not accursed with particularly massive mountain ranges or similar. It means that using canals to move stuff around made an awful lot of sense. I should probably have some instrumentation lights on. I'll see if I can't find a button for that in a moment. But first I've got to make this stop, and that's always challenging. And I think that's fantastic. You could get from London to Birmingham on a canal boat. Now it wasn't quick. No, it was a relatively slow way to do so. But if you're taking loads of coal up and down, then a fantastic way to do it. It's one of the many reasons why the Industrial Revolution was likely to happen here, is that first off, we've got coal. Coal we've got, when we've still got coal as well. And so if you're developing, steam engines, well, coal is a good way to start. Now, most countries have got a bit of coal kicking around in one fashion or another, such is the nature of stuff decaying. Right, I thought where's the door button? It's over here somewhere. Pantographs, no. Foot warmer, yes please. Door. I thought it was over there. Now, hold on, what you got here? Door release, right hand side. Door release, left hand side. Okay, I found it. Yeah, so firstly we got the right materials for it. Right, that's an important place to start. And then secondly, we have the kind of landscape that facilitates hoiking all of this stuff around a bit. Bin. Where's the bench? Well, there's one here. Does that count? Well, I think you've not really. There you go. Let's put a route map up. That makes me feel validated and worthwhile. Yeah. So. No, it's tremendous, right? I just love the fact that humans, as inventive as we are, find ways to do things using whatever they've got to hand, and as such, canal boats made a massive amount of sense. Now, I've got a friend who owns a narrowboat. Canal boat, narrowboat, same kind of jam, right? Because they're long, thin and pointy, because canals are long, thin and pointy. Oh, I know where I'm going. I know where I'm going with this. Yeah, and he's aspired to own that for all of his adult life. He's been chasing after having a narrowboat. I kind of get it. Not for me. Not for me. No. I mean, I have been considering, because obviously I've got this. I got this family house that I live in, and these days, for 5 days a week, it's just me, and then, in terms of having my entire family rock up twice a year, maybe. And I mean, it's as yet untested. Now, while it was herself and I, it felt a little bit more sensible. But now it's just the pair of us. No. Now it's no longer the pair of us. I've been considering where should I go next, and I've been considering getting a boat and going and living on a boat. Now, I'm not going to go get a narrowboat. No, I'll probably. This is a pipe dream. It's probably not going to happen. What I'll probably end up doing is getting somewhere that's just a little bit smaller. A tiny house is quite plausible. I do quite like tiny houses, and I'm optimistic, because what I'd do is I'd have a tiny house, and then I would have a recording facility of some description, so that when I decided that it was the end of the day, I could go home and totally switch off into a different mode at the end of the day. Again, might be a bit pipe dreamish. I think that I spend far too much time sat at places like this to consider doing that. But I have considered getting a boat, and the type of boat I get would be like a disused trawler, or a disused tugboat, something like that, and then decking it out to effectively be a house on water. Would I need it to move? Not really, but it would be a nice option to have. So having working engines is probably probably something that I'd look for. I might even go. Oh no! Don't put the emergency brake on. Don't do it again. I thought it had a step 4. It doesn't. Well, I know that now. Yeah, just hope you haven't interlocked yourself. I don't think this train is complex enough to have an interlock. Yeah, but you don't know that. I'm going to go and actually push the button over here. I'm going to pretend to be the conductor. There we go. Right. I'll stick my head out and I'll go for a wander up the platform. Hello, everybody. Welcome aboard. Yeah, stick some flowers in the little train. Super. See if there's a poster that needs dealing with somewhere. I have unlocked the chuffing doors. Oh, crikey. No, you appear to have only unlocked your own door there. But I pressed the button. Well, it didn't take. You've got to put your key in. That's open. No, that's TPWS. Haven't you got a conductor's key to stick in or something? Yes, is my expectation. But I was expecting to put it in about there. What have we got up here? That's a hole. Okay. Where else might it go? I don't know. No. Alright, fine, I'll do it the other way. Sorry, people, I can't pretend to be the conductor at the moment. I haven't got the time to figure out how to conduct. Let's get in there, and then hoik the button. Open the doors. Hang on. Yeah, and you know, and fit out a tugboat or something along those lines. That kind of appeals. But it appeals in assuming everything is working perfectly. That would be a way to go, because that way you can have. The problem with narrowboats, you don't get a lot of headroom. So if you are, I mean, I'm probably borderline on what would be considered a sensible temperature. Yes. Yeah, borderline. Press release again to close it. No. Or am I wrong? No, you're right. Okay, there's an overall close button. I've not played this in so long. That's uncoupling. I just want doors close, which is usually a yellow button. I'm pretty sure it's a yellow button. Yeah. Just, what are you? That's the DRA. Oh, don't. No, you don't want to. No, you don't want to be. You don't want to mess with DRE. Just, I'll use the keyboard. Whatever. Yeah. I know it's cheating. I'll continue my search for the correct button. Yeah. Have you actually done it though? Yes, you have actually done it though. Right, onwards. I'm only a smidge late. It's all fine. Yeah. So narrowboats. They're freight haulers, but you can move on them. These days, of course, narrowboats are largely used as pleasure craft, rather than anything else. Just for people to potter up and down the canals a bit. And the canal system is still immense. There's still lots of it. The Grand Union Canal is still, commercially used as well, out near Birmingham and in the Midlands. It's that's still a going concern. So yeah, narrowboats don't particularly interest me. I think the infrastructure interests me more than anything else. But this leads me to the best bit about the infrastructure, and that's locks. Just in case you're unfamiliar, I'll spell out what a lock gate does. Is you've got water that, as much as I say, the island of Britain is pretty good for running canals on, because it's more or less the same elevation throughout, and it's not. People are going to correct me on that. Go, I think you'll find it changes all over the place. And I got emergency brake again. Good. That's what we like to see. Yeah. Well, okay. Well, in this case, I think it's warranted. Come on, hammers on. You're not driving some German thing now. No. You're using something with woolen brakes, where the brakes are literally made of wool. Yeah. Right. Use that to open the doors. Get this into some sort of reset stage. It's all a disaster. I'm driving terribly badly. I don't think anybody really minds. Where were we going? Lock gates. Right. So if the water level is here on one side and the water level's down there, you need a way of equalising the water for a boat to pass through. Otherwise, all the water just drains from the top through to the bottom, because the water all wants to go to the sea. That's where it all ends up. And therefore, you want to stop it going to sea. You want to control it. You want to make sure that you've got a good level of control over the amount of water. Or, more tellingly, if your water level is low and the next set of water level is high, you need a way of getting up to that point. So they have lock gates. They have two gates, and in the middle of it, you've got a pool of water. You open the correct lock gate for you to go into, at which point the water equalises to the level that you're currently on. So it either drains out if you're lower down, or it fills up if you're higher up. You then go into the lock gate, close it behind you, and then you open the one on the other side, which equalises the water again. You're then at the correct height, and you continue on your way at 2 miles per hour, and that's how that works, and it's magnificent. And herein lies the thought I had just moments ago about excuse me, about what I was going to talk about today, which is canal boats and stuff. But my garden in this house in which I reside, the garden, as some of you probably know already, some of you may not, so I will inform you now. The garden is on a slope, a pretty significant slope at that. It's a sloped garden, and I can't remember what the actual drop from top to bottom is, but it's a good couple of metres. It might be 3 metres, I think, something like that. A 3 metre drop over the length of maybe 25, maybe 30 metres in total. It's not a very big garden, and that's okay. I don't need it to be a very big garden. You're going to want the emergency brake here, son. You've overcooked this a lot. And there's a red signal. Oh, good times. Do you think we'll make it? It's going to be real close if we do. Real close. No, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. We got this. We got this. We got this. We got this. I've not driven this badly in ages, but that's because you've been concentrating on it most of the time. You've been designating most of your brain cycles towards actually focusing on driving rather than actually focusing on a different topic. It's interesting because when you're driving normally, I'm taking another aside here, people. when you're driving normally, you're focusing on doing the drive. Pretty straightforward. And then when you've got some free brain cycles going on, you can then turn that into talking about random topics, and I do, and it's what I'm renowned for, is talking about renowned. Oh, that's right. It's what I'm known for, is talking about random topics. Okay, and that's fine. But it's when your brain has the space to do so that you're actually able to go on random topic. When you're on a random topic and you are supposedly talking about that topic, or at least freewheeling in that direction, and not giving the train the due care and attention you should be giving it, that's another nice view. Yes, it is. Then things get out of hand, as we've plainly seen. Yeah, see, I thought I was so busy talking about that I'm not giving enough attention to my train. Shame. Yep, indeed. Okay, right. Now then, where are we going? What were we talking about? Garden. Now, I've had a scheme. Oh no, I've had the thought of many schemes to do with my slopey garden. I was going to do, and I still might, do a little bit of Hot Wheels racing down the garden, because it's a nice fast slope. Set up a few cameras, put some pithy commentary with it, give some advance notice of which cars are driving, so you can all bet on your favourites. Come up with some kind of betting mechanism that doesn't involve real money, so that it feels like there's something at stake for the viewers at home. Plenty of cars to choose from, bit of pithy commentary, and that'll be fun for some people. It might be fun for a lot of people. But as long as it's fun for some people, that's sufficient, in my book. So I've considered doing that, and I've mucked about with it a little bit, and I haven't landed on a oh yes, that's the one. And it's because it's a really interesting concept, and this is something that I'm going to be doing on Electro Sports soon. And I had this idea yesterday. I'm all over the place now. I will be back on topic. The reason that this is part of the topic will become apparent. I thought about doing it on Electro Sports, whereby I take some of these cockamamie schemes and I just explore them. So rather than wait until you have completed everything to make it work, no, do a rough and ready version. And edit it down significantly so that it will be, 5, 6, 12 hours of assembly that is then distilled down into 15 to 20 minutes of adventure. Trying out these various ideas, and if it works, great. If it doesn't work, make it funny. People will like that and respond to it, and you'll spot the ones where people go, "I really want this to work. Do it again. Do more. Actually push it further." So anyway, there's that. But in amongst being dissatisfied with the quality of video that I was getting from allowing Matchbox cars to hoik themselves down plastic track in my garden that slopes downhill, I hit upon a different idea. Oh, crikey, brakes! And that different idea is this. What if, instead of doing cars, what if you did boats? I went, well, they won't slide down the little plastic track. And it kind of go, they will if you put water in it. And I went, oh, what if I did canal boats, but with lock gates, and used various types of sensors and what have you. Because one of the other things that I've wanted to do with the garden, I'm off topic but on topic, all right, and it's fun anyway, so shut up. Is I've wanted to build a hydro battery. Now, I'm not going to be using the type of volume of water necessary to make it viable, but I thought maybe just enough to prove to power pumps or whatever to actually get the water back. Hydro battery, how it works, right, is you've got water goes down to the bottom, right, and then it's pumped back up to the top in a tank, and when a tank is full, or at any point, you can let the water back out of the tank, and if you've got a little hydro generator midway down, so a turbine that will generate some electricity off it, then effectively the tank of water at the top acts as a battery. They do this in many places. There's a quarry in Wales, or a disused quarry in Wales, where they do exactly that. It's like using a dam, except you're using you have the then benefit of solar power to hoik the water from the bottom to the top to power the pumps to send it back up to the top, and then you can use that stored power in the water at the top when the sun ain't shining. I've been impressed by how clever it is, and therefore I thought I could do that on a smaller scale, use a combination of solar and turbine-based water to pump the water from the bottom reservoir up to the tank at the top. And there we go. And then I thought, well, you could make a canal with a series of lock gates and use some of that power to automatically unlock gates as your little canal boats go sailing down. I actually rejected this idea eventually in favour of a better one, which is my main plan is not going to be to build a car track, although I probably will do at some point. Just a temporary one. I mean, I'm not completely insane. No, I'm going to build a log flume. A small one. I don't know what scale. I know what scale I'll build it to. What scale would I build it to? I don't know. Maybe if the log flume cart was about this size of a phone, right? Something like that. But you know, with little people in it floating, all that kind of thing. But I could build a log flume doing the whatnot, going down the slope of my garden. How well will it work? Does it really matter how well it works? It might be fun to watch it not work, or both. That might be a delight. Slap a GoPro in it, Foley and a little bit of sound effects for selling that it's the real deal. See where you get. I've got gravity on my side, and therefore my brain goes, "Oh, what else could you do with gravity on your side in this fashion?" I go, "I don't know, but there are options, definitely options." Come on, doors, get a shake on. If I tell the doors to close, I want the doors ruddy closed. I don't want the doors just hanging around, not closing. There you go. Look at this. What a nice morning. Every morning's a nice morning in the train simulator worlds, unless you've told the weather to not be a nice morning. I've got dynamic weather turned on, but at the moment it seems pretty pleasing. Yeah. No, it's just giving me sunshine all the time. And I mean, I'm comfortable with that. Everybody likes a bit of sunshine, particularly in the autumn. It's quite pleasant. So yeah, I've thought about doing canal boats. I might do both. You need brakes on again. Oh crikey! Yeah, this is a commuter run, son. You can't take your mind off the game too much because there's a lot of game you've got to deal with. Yeah, you still haven't turned off these stopping markers. Yeah, I know they're aggressive, aren't they? Yeah. I mean, on the one hand, I quite like them because it tells you exactly where to position things. But on the other hand, I don't like them because they take too much. No, they impose too much into the world. But I see their benefit, and that you can turn them off means that you can stop griping about it and just turn them off. Yeah, but not while you're in the middle of a video, though. Oh, of course not. No. Perish the thought. Definitely don't do it while you're in a video. I think I've done this station before. You have. Get back to the train. I'm going. Yeah. There we are. That's it. Do you want to see if you can find the guard's key? I was certain it was it. Oh, no, hold on. You've got local doors. That's these ones. Yeah. No, that's not it. I had a moment there where I thought, oh, you've got to turn local control on, but that's not it at all. No, let's close anyway. Well, that's something. You found the close button. Do you think it worked? Time will tell. Right. I don't think it has. I don't think it has either. Let's have a look. No, the close button does nothing. Alright, well, we'll have to explore the cab and find the close button. This is something I should know. Maybe it's one of the up high buttons. Initially, I was looking up high. I was sure there was an up high button that I needed to make use of. What are you? Red. That one. Yellow. No, it's TPWS. That's not the one. There's a closed doors button. That's not the only one, though, surely. I think it might be. Oh, okay, well, whatever. It is what it is. Next stop is going to be Maxwell Park. And where does Maxwell Park? Yes. That's the answer to that particular riddle there. Yeah. So there you go. I think I'm done on canals and narrowboats. Okay. Well, I got one more thing. Built by navvies. The canals. They were all built by navvies, but primarily Irish. To come over and dig out the canals. And boy, oh boy, they got a lot done in not a very long amount of time. Same goes for building the railways as well. Is they got a lot done in not a lot of time. But then I guess they wanted to go home. And therefore, it rather made sense to get the job done quickly. Or rather, they were instructed to do the job quickly or else. I don't know enough about navvies to be able to give any kind of a lecture, inaccurate or otherwise, on the subject. But I throw it in. Yeah. That was an era. That was the Industrial Revolution through the Victorian era up to the start of the 20th century. That was an era in which this country got things done. We got things done by being not very nice to quite a lot of people, but we got things done nonetheless. Built a heck of a lot of stuff, invented a heck of a lot of stuff, made all manner of scientific and industrial progress. And doing it just by putting a foot down and not being nice to people, and nicking all of their stuff and sticking it in museums. Yeah. Did I close the doors? I'm going to say no. Well, I'll press the button now, and then you'll have that done, won't you? Yeah. Canals being part of it. Now, obviously, canals and waterways and all that kind of stuff, they existed for centuries before then, but man-made canals, big difference. Yeah, big difference. Anyway, there you go. Hannes, thank you very much for your request. I would take you all the way to Glasgow. There's another couple of stops to go, but I'm not going to take you all the way to Glasgow because I've run out of things to say. Should we just go for the sake of going? Well, we could do. I mean, look, you're not far off. Don't throw away the last of the journey. You've got the big showy station to finish. All right, fine. We'll drive just for the sake of driving. All right, there you go. Window closed. Window open. Let's see. That's both states there as an opportunity. I'll do the whistle. Well, that's a horn. But you can call it a whistle if you like. Oh, you could actually find the button that closes it. Brakes. Oh, crumbs. Yeah. Alright, no, I think we'll be alright. I mean, we're not going very fast, but, I mean, these woolen brakes, they do need a little bit more time to actually do their job. I'm only 5 minutes behind schedule. That's nothing to be proud of. No, I guess it isn't. No, don't be proud of that. No, I'm sure there's a guard's key or something. What are you? Guard's key. Right. There you go. Right. Oh, let's go and do it this way then. Right. We'll do local. Yep. Stick your head out to make sure everything's legit. Looks like it. Press a button. Oh, yeah. That's the ticket. I'm living the dream. That's good. Now, you've done this one. You sure? Yeah, go check on the little train full of flowers. I think it's probably full of flowers already. It's all the way down here. I'm late already, who cares? We've exhausted the topic. Yeah, I've done this one. Alright, okay, fine. Yeah. You know, I don't... As a gamer, right? I'm not a rail simulation fan, particularly, right? I appreciate rail simulators a great deal. And I've come to understand, working on them, I've come to understand them. And understand where the fun lives as well. Which it took a long time to figure out where the fun is, and the fun in a rail simulator it took me by surprise when it suddenly dawned on me, because the fun comes from trying to do it properly. Yeah, normally I'll derive fun by doing things belligerently, but in this it's the challenge that makes the fun. However, I digress. Where were you going? Yeah, no, as a gamer, because I am, I'm more of a prototypical gamer than I am a simulation nutbag. But as a gamer, I don't care about collectibles at all. I just do. They're not for me. I understand why people go after them, but they're just not something that makes any difference to me in the slightest. Is your collection complete? Have you got all the achievements? No, I haven't, and I don't care. Yeah, no, it's not something that makes any difference to my life whatsoever. But in this, I'm quite happy to go. I mean, I'm not bothered about completing the collection, but I do quite like going, oh, you found a collection thing. And you go, yay! For about 3 seconds, then you kind of go, back to driving the train, I suppose. There you go, that's another nice shot for you. Yeah, no real legendary shots have been accomplished today. You're largely just appreciating the ambience created by quite a pleasing bit of lighting. Your point being, no real point. Did I record the video where I sent the HST round the Cathcart circle? I don't know if I did or not. I think it was an experiment for something that I wanted to do. I put a high-speed train leaving Glasgow, returning to Glasgow, because this is a loop, hence circle. And I set the train into max speed, got off the train, and just left it rolling. And here's the thing, yes, it will make it the entire distance all the way around without derailing. I was looking for a new electro thrust sports line for a potential time trial series, and I thought, oh, Cathcart Circle's about the right length. No, it's no good. You want one where you do actually have to slow down at some point. That was the problem with the Isle of Wight. The Isle of Wight's it's a lovely line, but and it's the right length for this kind of challenge. But if you haven't got to put the brakes on, ever, then, you know, if you don't have to control your speed, then it's literally which is the fastest train you've got. Yeah. I know, it's saddening. And Cathcart's the same thing, is that this track will keep just about anything on it. I've not tried an ICE on here yet, and perhaps I should. Or the TGV, I haven't tried that either. I think the ICE actually outpaces the TGV. But the TGV's older tech is, I mean, it's inevitable. Yeah, maybe I should, maybe just to prove it out. But again, if it's only high speed trains that are likely to be your contestants, and so you wouldn't have it. No. Anyway, I've been Colonel Failure. Thank you very much for watching this one. Harris, thank you very much for the question. As much as I barely answered it, barely even talked about it, to be fair. There's a red signal coming up in 30 yards. I do not believe it. Well, let's finish this one the same way we did the last one. Yeah, why not? That's a delight. You can't talk about one topic while having to share your focus with other things. I've been Colonel Failure. Subscribe if this is anything to you at all. If anything has happened today to make you feel enriched, then subscribe. Otherwise, don't bother, because this is what I do these days. I need to just go back and do some straightforward Let's Play stuff, which I'm going to do soon. As soon as I'm through this chunk of Get Back to Works, which I will get through of all of them. There's another dozen or so in play, but once I'm through with them, I'm gonna get back to some regular Let's Play only good. Yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching. Catch you next time. Cheerio.